Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on where you are in this world. This is Haejin with an analysis on Binance. So we have a linear chart of Binance, which did a very nice classic vintage impulse sequence right out of the gate. And just like any impulse sequence, after wave 5 is placed, it is unavoidable the requisite correction. And this requisite correction took its time, as it should, as it often does in a lower liquidity instrument. And it was an ABC of a zigzag sequence. And that ABC sequence, once complete, though it much would prefer to linger, has to give way to the next round of impulse sequence. So this ABC retraced approximately 78% of the impulse. Wave 5 was not extended, so I'm not surprised that it did not reach towards the wave 2 level. Came close though. And this ABC has, we could label it, we could even call it WXY and call this an ABC subwave system, but it's not in the accuracy, so to speak, or the stickler accuracy of your count. The edge is on what you do with that count. Okay, so in this case, the new impulse sequence is clearly in progress. So I wanted to share with you what I'm seeing on this one. It's very bullish. Has been since the early December. And this is still going on an impulse sequence on a smaller scale. So 1, 2, so is this 3, 4, and 5? Or is 5 up here? 3 to come 4. I think this is the case. So could we go to 16? Absolutely. Now, if you are a trader, and I think this is a good segue into one of the comments that was made by, I can't remember the name of the person, but he said, look, Haejin, I am constantly being thrashed by my emotions when I trade. And that, here it is. So he's talking about, Brian C is talking about fight or flight response when trading. That feeling of fear, which, let's say that the target of 50 for Litecoin in his case was highly likely, but because he got scared of losing out on profits, exited at 33. And then the flip side of that probably occurred. So the drop came for him on the steam, didn't set a stop loss and freaked out and after the drop. So that kind of emotional roller coaster is, first of all, very human. So congratulations, you are quite normal. The way to address that, I'm going to show one way of that with the chart on Binance. So in this case, if I'm thinking about buying right now, okay, to catch the wave 5, and I'm thinking, wow, this is going vertical. It keeps every day. Yesterday was 11, today it's 13, it went as high as 14, I don't want to miss out. I got to jump in. Boom. Let's say you bought at exactly at the top, 1422. And now it's 1364, and you're thinking, man, how dumb could I be? I actually pinpointed the tippy top of this bar. And now the price is below me. Now I'm at a loss. I'm going to get out before it goes back to maybe 955. And lo and behold, let's say price goes to 16. I went through the exact same things. And one of the technique that I've always been very consistent on now is the laddering technique. I've shown you in real time trades where I actually ladder in and generate profits. So in this case, and I've shown this before, but I want to show it in real application, is my Bollinger Bands. Looks really ugly and messy, I know. A lot of colors and scribbles. But there's a lot of valuable tool on this. So there are 4 lines on the top, 4 lines on the bottom. The yellow represents 2 standard deviations. The red, 3 standard deviations. The white is 4 standard deviations. And this green color is 5 standard deviations. So let's address that question again. Is now the time to be taking buying actions? Or is it the time to be taking profit sell actions? And that's, you can buy, that's a trade. You can sell if you're already in it, or short sell, that's a trade. There's a third type of trade, and that's called no trade, sitting on your hands. And you know what? Quite often, sitting on your hands is the best thing you can do. So in this case, if this is 2 standard deviations, 3 standard deviations, look at the price. It's within the realm of the 4 standard deviations. So if you have exceeded the 3 standard deviation, that's 1 in 15,000 chance that could happen. That is 0.006% chance. And if you go to the 4 standard deviations, or get close to it or touch it, that's 1 in 150,000. So in this event, if you've been watching this going up and you're seeing this spike and you're salivating, and I would be salivating too, just thinking of all the profits that I'm potentially missing out on, and I can't take the FOMO anymore, and I buy. But look at this tool. I use this tool no matter what my emotion might be on how much I want to buy. This tool is saying statistically, if it's that close to, it's beyond 3 standard deviation and that close to the 4th standard deviation at 147,000 something hundred, what have you, I'd rather not. So this is a tool how I use, and if I was in this position, and let's say I got in here at 620, rolled this up, and I'm thinking, wow, I don't think this is going to last too long. I'll take my profits. So the uniqueness of the tools that you identify, I'm sure many of you, in fact, most of you or all of you have never seen a Bollinger Band like this. And my background is in statistics. And if that's the case, I used what I knew, what I could identify, and based on my experience and my education, what tool can I come up with to help me modulate my fear and my greed emotions, my fight or flight emotions. So no, even though I'm feeling FOMO, even if I'm in this position, I'm thinking, oh, maybe I should buy more. That greed factor. This tool is telling me, no, now is not the time to be taking buying actions. Now is the time to be taking profit selling actions. And if I'm not in the position, it's saying now is not the time to be taking buying actions. Now is the time to be taking no trade action. So for Binance, what I would do, if this is wave 3, I'd wait for that pullback. Revert to the mean for it to get back within or below the 2 standard deviation line. And currently that's around 12 something. And if that's the case, that would then coincide well with wave 4 to lead to wave 5. By the way, this Bollinger Band script I will copy and paste. It's a TradingView script so that you can use it yourself by entering your own custom script. You just copy and paste what I will add into the comments. Okay, I hope you found this to be helpful. Have a great day.